Hello, welcome to Unit 5, Lessons 2 and 3, Cool Down Answer Key. So the first one says, write a story about temperatures that this expression could represent. 27 plus negative 11. Now, your story may be different from mine, and that's okay, but it should have a kind of similar trend to it. So I'm going to use temperature to actually write my story. So my story would go, it was 27 degrees Fahrenheit outside. Overnight, the temperature fell 11 degrees. Okay, I don't have to actually answer it. I can just stop there. If you did answer it, that's fine as well. But the key thing to remember is that you have the word somewhere in your sentence that indicates a negative number. So I know my word fell represents adding the negative number. There's other words that you could use instead. I just went with this one. All right, question 2 says to draw a number line diagram and write an expression to represent the situation. On Tuesday at lunchtime, it was 29 degrees Celsius. By sunset, the temperature had dropped to 16 degrees Celsius. Now, this word to is really important. It's saying that it dropped to 16 degrees Celsius, not that it dropped 16 degrees Celsius. So it's a very common mistake for students to think that they're going to be dropping 16 degrees, when in reality, you're actually dropping to 16 degrees. So I'm going to start with my first number line movement, which is going from 0 to 29. So that's about there. So that's a positive 29 movement. And then I'm going to go from 29 to 16. So about there. Okay. And that is because I'm moving to the left, a negative 13 movement. Right? To go from 29 to 16, I need to drop 13, sorry. So my expression needs to represent that. So I'm going to do 29 plus negative 13. Now, if you actually wrote an equation, it's not the end of the world, right? Your equation would just be 29 plus negative 13 equals 16. But it really only wanted an expression, so I really only needed this right here. But if you wrote the equation, that's fine as well. All right, so that was lesson 2's part of the cool down. Let's take a look at lessons 3. Now, lesson 3 just asked us to find the sum of each. So starting with 56 plus negative 56, one of the things we talked about is that these are opposites. And one of the addition rules that we've talked about is when you add opposites, it is always equal to 0. So 56 plus negative 56 is 0. No calculator needed, no lining it up. Just know that it's going to be 0. Okay, for number 4, we have negative 240 plus 370. So if we think back to what we've learned about adding positives and negatives, we know that our answer is always going to be what there's more of. So the sign of what there's more of. In this case, there's more positives, so I know my answer is going to be a positive number. To figure out what the number is, I also know I'm going to have to subtract these two. So I'm just going to line this up vertically. So when I subtract, 0 minus 0 is 0, 7 minus 4 is 3, 3 minus 2 is 1. So I know my answer is going to be positive 130. Okay, the last one, negative 5.7 plus negative 4.2. I notice that my signs are the same. So because they're the same, I know that my answer is going to be negative. I also know that I'm going to combine those two groups together to make one big number. So I'm going to do 5.7 plus 4.2. 7 plus 2 is 9. 5 plus 4 is 9. So my answer is negative 9.9. All right, so that's it for lessons 2 and 3 cool down. Thanks for watching.